Hey, let me show you a way that you can grow a bouquet of flowers like you won't believe. And you can even do it if you have a black thumb. One of my favorite gardening activities in the fall is to plant bulbs. Why? Well, it's so rewarding. It's almost fail-safe. You see, in each one of these tulip bulbs is a flower already packaged and ready to grow. All we have to do is put it in the right environment, coax it along, and presto, next spring, you wouldn't believe the blooms you'll get. Now, the easiest way I have learned to plant bulbs is in a container like this. Actually, what you're planting is a bouquet. You see, they're just going to be dormant for a while. Well, I say dormant, they're actually going to be growing, but you won't see them. I take bulbs like this and I plant them in a container about this size. Something that's about a 20-inch diameter terracotta is about right for 50 bulbs. And you can see I've filled this up with a good potting soil that's designed for container gardening. So I filled it up about halfway, and then what you want to do is you just want to simply take these tulip bulbs and place them in side by side until this entire basin is filled, just like this. Just takes a few minutes, and you want to make sure that you are placing the bulbs with the basal plate, this part down. You see that looks like a little candy kiss with a wrapper on it? That's the tunic of the tulip, and the roots come out of that end. The pointy side goes up, and you just press them in like that. All right, now it's time to cover those with about 3 inches of soil, maybe 4. And believe it or not, you're going to repeat the same procedure. We're going to line another layer of them. This is how you get that flower power I was talking about. By the way, this is a great project for kids. They love this. This kid loves it anyway. So next I'm just going to add another little layer of soil here. In the previous layer, I had applied about 1/4 of a cup to 1/2 a cup of bulb food. I like to use an organic bulb food, so that'll feed those. And now I'm going to add a little more soil because I want to finish this off. Now you may think, well, what's going to happen with those tulips? They're stacked on top of each other. Well, believe me, Mother Nature has equipped them with the ability. They will find their way up around one another over the course of the winter and the early spring. Okay, so I've got soil here on top. I think we can do better than this. So why don't we overplant it with some of these marvelous pansies. This is a really fun variety of pansy, which is one that actually cascades. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just gently tear the roots a little bit and completely cover this pot. So yes, the tulips will not only push up between themselves and reach the sun, they will also push up between these pansies. What I love about this particular variety is that it actually cascades. So it's perfect for a container like this because they'll spill over the edge. This variety is called Purple Rain. And you can see it's bright purple flowers, and they're going to be a gorgeous contrast to the color of these tulips. You've probably been wondering throughout this entire segment what color of tulip I planted. Well, it's one of my favorites. It's apricot in color, grows about this tall, and the variety is called Minton, and it is a blue ribbon winner, so give it a try. All right, now with the pansies planted, I'm going to take some all-purpose fertilizer here, make sure all of these are well fed as well. What's great about pansies and their cousin, the viola, which has a smaller flower, is that they're a low light bloomer, so they'll bloom in the winter. You just want to make sure that you keep them well fed, and that's what I'm doing here. I love to use an organic fertilizer. Now, this technique for growing tulips works well if you live in mild parts of the country. Granted, this pot can freeze, so I don't want to set it in a saucer. I don't want the clay pot to break. One of the things you can do is you can actually plant these tulips like this in plastic pots. If you live in a part of the country where it's really, really cold, you can actually drop the container down into the soil so the tulips feel like they're planted in the ground. Or you can wrap this with wire and put straw around it and insulate it. There are a lot of different ways to sort of give the bulbs a little bit of protection. But all the way up until zone 6, this technique has worked really well for me. So I hope you'll give it a try. If you've enjoyed learning about growing tulips in a pot, tell a friend about it. And make sure you subscribe to ehowhome. All right, drink it up, drink it up. They're loving it, can't you tell?